Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. This morning, we're here to provide a quick update about DC's Ticket Amnesty program. I'm joined today by Deputy Mayor Lucinda Babers and her team, and I want to thank them for all of the work that they've done to make this year's program, a tremendous success. Since the program launched in June, over 32,000 drivers have used it to pay outstanding tickets with no penalties added, collectively settling $44 million worth of tickets. And in just 4 months, those 32,000 people have had to make difficult decisions during the pandemic. And this program is providing a crucial lifeline to help their families move past the ticket problem that they had. Originally, the program was scheduled to end this week on Thursday, but today, after careful consideration, we're happy to share it because it's been such a tremendous success. We know that more drivers can benefit from the program, and we know that many more residents still need to. We are extending the program to December 31st, 2021. And this extension will include all tickets issued prior to December 31st, 2021. So we want anyone who has not yet taken advantage of the program to do so, and to do so as soon as possible. And you can learn by going to Amnesty.dc.gov, and the Deputy Mayor will share more information about this. And if you're not sure if you have outstanding tickets, you can start by going to the DMV website at dmv.dc.gov. And if you've had multiple tags or you're a co-owner, that may require further action. So Deputy Mayor will talk about that. We also want to thank the Chief Financial Office's Central Collection Unit for their participation. The CFO's office continues to operate all of the hardship payment programs for residents who, even with the Amnesty program, may face financial hardship in paying their ticket. So again, with the Ticket Amnesty program extended, now is the time for everyone with outstanding tickets to come into compliance and pay this outstanding debt. And don't wait until the program is about to end. Look into it and do it now. This is also a good time to remind residents who need help with late rent or utility bills to apply for Stay DC, which they can still do at stay.dc.gov. We have these programs and we want everyone to take advantage of them. So with that, I want to turn to Deputy Mayor Babers, who will say a little bit more.
Thank you, Mayor. So as the mayor said, we are extending the deadline for the Ticket Amnesty program. During my almost 15 years here in DC government, this is the third Ticket Amnesty program that we're offering, and it is the most successful under the leadership of Mayor Muriel Bowser. We know that during this pandemic, there are many individuals who simply cannot afford to pay their outstanding debts. They want to, but they cannot afford to. And so Mayor Bowser realizes this, and she just added Ticket Amnesty as another tool in our toolkit. And so, as she indicated, please do not wait until it's too late. We have many people who are reaching out to various people with questions. So if you are already on some type of ticket payment plan with the Central Collection Unit, what will happen during Amnesty is that any of your unpaid tickets, the penalty will be removed in the payment plan, and you can just hopefully pay off that payment plan by December 31st. If you're not able to pay off that payment plan, what's going to happen is after December 31st, the penalty will be re-added. So this is the time to take care of business, to take care of your debts. I'm extremely pleased that we have been able to reach out to many non-DC residents for this ticket amnesty program. So far, there are $12 million in payments from non-DC, non-Maryland, non-Virginia residents. So we're talking about tourists perhaps who came from Utah and they got ticketed. They have been also taking advantage of the program. Now, of course, as we've said in the past, about 40% of all tickets that are issued to Maryland residents. And so I am pleased to say about 36% of that $44 million that has been paid so far has been paid by Maryland residents. And then we have DC coming in at about 26% of the payments have been DC residents. And we know that DC residents have to pay all outstanding tickets that are more than 90 days old in order to renew their driver's license or to renew their vehicle registration. So this is extremely crucial for them to get back on the pathway to the middle class. And then Virginia is coming in second with about 20% of Virginians taking care and paying their tickets during this time. Now, I'd like to turn the podium over to a DC resident, a DCPS employee who was able to take advantage of the ticket amnesty program. And I want Ashley Outlaw to share her story with all of us. Ashley?
Good morning. I would like to say thank you, Mayor Bowser, for this program. It helped me drastically. I want to say my tickets were in about the thousands, and the program helped me get my ticket amount into the hundreds. I would like to say if you have not joined the amnesty program and you need to, please do, because it benefited me an amount of, it helped me very well. So I just like to say thank you for that. It helped me, and now I'm able to get DMV tag, go to DC to get tags, and also renew my license as well. So I just like to thank you, Mayor Bowser, for that. Thank you.
And thanks, Ashley, for letting fellow residents know that you can take care of your tickets. This program can take down the fines and fees that can double or triple, maybe not triple, but over time add up. Let me put it that way, the original fine. So please go to the amnesty program so that you can wipe out this ticket problem and make sure all of your credentials are in order in the district. So with that, we'll take a couple questions. Sam?
So basically, any ticket ever written, is that what you're saying?
Well, let me ask the deputy mayor to be very clear.
Thank you, Sam. So the tickets that are included are all parking tickets, photo enforcement tickets, which include our red light, our speed, and our stop sign cameras, and then any minor movement violation ticket that is issued by a law enforcement officer. Those are all included, and they are included any tickets ever issued from today on in the past.
So not from March 2020.
Yes.
Since time began.
Yes, Mark.
I appreciate the data, Deputy Mayor. I'm wondering about more specifics as far as, and if you can provide it offline, just about how much money is owed still would be a good number to have. But then also, how many tickets are owed by Maryland? How many, if we could get that, you've provided it many times in the past to me, and I appreciate it. But just that breakdown by state of how much is still owed and how much is total owed.
Right. So, Mark, let me provide that offline to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that very much.
Yes, any other questions? Yes,
Off topic?
sure.
Okay. Mayor, I wanted to ask about the porta potties. I brought it up Friday, and my understanding from Fred Hill, who provides porta potties at a number of the homeless encampment sites, that he has not been paid by some city agencies. Apparently, FEMA has paid him, but DPW and OCP have not paid him in months, and he said he stopped servicing those sites. What can you tell us about that? If somebody's owed money by the city,
Well, first, Sam, we want to call him directly and try to get to the bottom of the issue. I can't say that we owe him any money until I do an investigation. But we take very seriously working with our partners in the private sector who provide service to the district, and we pay what we owe. Any other questions? Yes, Mark.
I have a couple DMV related
Sure.
questions. Just about, can somebody talk about the delays and what's being done to mitigate the hours-long waits that people are experiencing at DMV centers now that they've reopened? I've submitted these questions in writing in the past and got very vague answers about staffing levels and wait times, why you don't post the wait times anymore online so people can see before they go down. And if you could answer why there is now, and I believe it was open before and then reopened, why does DC have a service center in Virginia for their DMV?
So let me just kind of start with the wait times, and perhaps the deputy mayor has some more specifics. But we are at pre-pandemic staffing levels, and I have to thank all of our staff in DC government who are back and have been back since July. The DMV included in providing in-person services, and certainly all aspects of the government, some that are under my direction and some not, have return to work plans in place. So we're very grateful to our staff who have been providing that service in person. The second thing I want to emphasize is that many of the DMV services can be conducted online, and you never have to go to a DMV. So we're asking everybody to check the website before they go to see if they can handle their business with the DMV online and not go to the DMV. And the last thing I'll say about that is I'm sure, Mark, that we're going to continue to experience people who have held on to their business. We told a lot of deadlines in the district related to the DMV, and that we might be experiencing higher levels of demand for a little while. So the best things that people can do is to see if they can avoid making the trip, do their business online, and let me check into the posted wait times. I'm not sure if the deputy mayor wants or has anything else to say about that. You can also talk about the Virginia knowledge base site.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mark. So just last week, I had a meeting with the director, Gabriel Robinson, of the DMV, and I asked specifically about each and every one of his locations in terms of customer volume. And he did not actually have anything out of the ordinary pre-pandemic as it relates to customer volume. Everyone should keep in mind that the first day of service at a DMV service center is the busiest. And so that's Tuesday for us, because we're a Tuesday through Saturday operation. So we do encourage people not to visit on Tuesday if you do not want to end up in a line, because that is the busiest for our 4 service centers, and normally for our inspection station also. So we will go back and we will put the cameras out. As you might imagine, we're still in a pandemic, and so the DMV especially is still dealing with issues that come from the pandemic in terms of making sure that employees are safe, that customers are safe. So we've just been a little busy and haven't been able to put those cameras out, but we can do so. And then as it relates to our location, our knowledge test location in Virginia, that location is simply to assist those residents who do not want to go to the DMV. And even though there is not an appointment based there could be a wait for them to take the knowledge test, and they simply don't want to do that, and they want to take matters into their own hands, and they want to pay for a test at the Virginia location. So that is available to them because we do try to offer options for our residents. And the reason it's in Virginia is because there simply was no interest for vendors to put it here in the district. And I do want to remind people that this is not the first time DMV has things in Virginia. Our commercial driver's license has been at the Landover location for probably 3 years. So that's something that we want to make sure we offer services. We would love to offer all of our services in the district, but when that's not possible, we look for other avenues so that we can offer services. Because when it comes down to it, a lot of DC residents, they want services.
I just have one quick follow-up that Mayor Bowser mentioned, people doing stuff online. Do you know, is there any data that can kind of tell us how many people go down to the DMV who didn't need to go down to the DMV, could have actually done it online, but didn't realize that, so made the trip?
We can get that data.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering, since you've mentioned it being sort of a financial difficulty, obviously, the penalties, will there maybe be a rethinking of the penalties for unpaid tickets going forward, even in normal times? I'm just curious, has this reshaped sort of the thinking around penalties like that?
I can't say that we've had a deep discussion of that, because it's always more important for us to have people to be timely with their ticket payment. Any other questions? Yes.
An off-topic question.
Sure.
About vaccinations. We're coming up on the September 30th deadline, as you know. Can you update us, or will you be able to update us on the status of all the pending requests for exemptions that are before the Department of Health, and where DC Fire is, and just kind of what's going to happen on Thursday?
Right. Nothing is going to happen on Thursday related to anybody being disciplined. Those, of course, are things that we're going to continue to work with our staff out in the community as well that are subject to these directives to get that information in. So there's no like cliff on Thursday, but that is the time that we expect everybody who's under the mayor's order to be compliant, to upload their information to the website and/or submit to their test. And so we will continue to be able to provide reports about that.
And then any update on the status of requests for exemptions that are before the Department of Health, and when those will be resolved?
We have not resolved those as yet. They're still being evaluated. Yes.
So I'm hearing that, I keep hearing that the homeless encampments are going to be moved, that there's going to be 4 this week. And
No, they're not going to be moved. They're going to be eliminated.
okay, but
Okay.
the point is they're not going to be there.
Right.
Okay, and that you're putting the people in hotels, is that, or sorry, apartments, is that correct?
Sam, we have, as you know, a very robust outreach program to our unsheltered residents all across the District of Columbia. So that happens every day, every night, and we're always trying to move people into appropriate housing. For some, that will mean shelter, and for others, that's some kind of supportive housing.
So it may not be an apartment, that it may be something else.
It could be a shelter, which is appropriate housing for some. For others, appropriate housing would be a supportive environment.
But is it this week that these encampments are going to be moved? I understand that there's a lot of them, some on public space, some on, I guess, federal space.
It is a every day, every night operation to have the best transition possible for the people who are unsheltered and for the communities that these encampments exist. So I can't give you a hard and fast date, because we're working with human beings and we want to be as effective as possible.
But this is a week that some of this is going to happen.
Every day, every night, all day. We're focused on it. I can't give you a hard and fast date. I can tell you, though, that it's an urgent situation. And it's urgent because we know that some of these sites are just in really bad shape and not safe for people who are unsheltered living there, and not safe for the communities that they're in. All right. Yes.
Can we get an update on what the MedStar situation is now? And just like, if there is a lapse in contract, will medical claims still be paid by the feds or DC, or how will that?
I don't expect, well, and it's certainly my hope that we are going to work with the council to resolve this situation so that there is no lapse in coverage for DC residents. That would be calamitous for our Medicaid participants, but also calamitous for anybody that goes to a hospital in Washington, DC. And so we have to avoid that situation. So we'll continue to work with the council. I think you know that we have several measures before them. We have stopgap measures in place that will allow the council the ability to approve those contracts. All right. Thank you, everybody.